The finals of this Rush Duel tournament between Rook and Yuuga has finally begun. But after a very heated exchange of back and forth, with the element of luck playing a factor for both duelists, the duel momentarily gets interrupted by the plot. So let's talk about it. Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Danton, and today, like I said, let's go over all things Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's episode 51 related. And as far as the episode is concerned, I really did enjoy this episode. Not only does it answer a few questions that we've been asking throughout this arc so far, but also leaves some new questions to be asked and answered as we move towards the final episode of this season. So I'm going to start off by talking about Rook's character, seeing him start off the episode giving Roman praise for defeating someone like Roa, and telling Gakuto that he was shocked that Gakuto managed to draw against Nail, of all people. This does show Rook being a supportive friend and a good leader for the team that he was leading. Complimenting his friends and showing his gratitude towards them for getting him into this final position where he could face his friend in Yuuga. I did think though this praise did contradict his statements and faith within his teammates within the previous episodes that we've had, but nevertheless though it was still a bit of a wholesome and change of pace for Rook's character to start off with. With that being said though, the display of pride from Rook's character was a welcomed element within this episode. Yes, he wants the title of King of Duels, but make no mistake, he does not want the easy route in having Yuuga just give him that win. Rook wants to feel like he's earned the right to call himself the King of Duels by defeating Yuuga, the one person he probably sees as his most kind of adversary when it comes to opponents that he needs to overcome and beat in order to be crowned king. As for Yuuga, I loved seeing the reactions from him and the crowd in getting that poor starting hand, and how this opening of the duel was very similar and reminiscent of the fact that we had Rook versus Yuuga back in episode 2. I did like that callback. I thought that was really fun and a great element to add in that just helped to kind of build up the sense of rivalry between both Rook and Yuuga, reminding us that once before Rook had beaten Yuuga, in case we had forgotten way back when. However, when it comes to the plot side of things for Yuuga, he was shown to have an idea or an inkling as to what was going on in terms of knowing where the location of the Gohar servers were. He had a very educated guess and he turned out to be correct. As well as the fact is, he understood and knew who the mastermind was behind this tournament. That mastermind, in fact, was Otis. They just didn't actually have an idea as to why it would be Otis. They didn't have a motivation. Now, one major positive about the anime of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's is it's done an amazing job of making the obvious and somewhat obvious situations / predictions within the series very interesting. When it comes to things like, for example, the Neil versus Gakuto duel, we could guess, based on the information that was given to us, that a draw was very likely to happen. Yet the result and the way they presented it was both brilliantly executed and handled. The same could be said for Otis being this mastermind here within this episode. A lot of people watching this show guessed that Otis was orchestrating this tournament and kind of making Gohar 66 as this kind of fake villain by playing them as well as both sides. But the way they made it presented in this episode, the way they went about it and explained it, I thought was done fantastically. As we know that Otis is behind it, but we still don't know his motivations in wanting to uninstall Rush Duels. So there's still an air of mystery about it. Yes, the person, the who, was obvious, but the why? Well, the show kept us guessing for a long time, and it still has us guessing right up until the very last episode. Could Otis want to become the creator of Rush Duels himself, thus needing to uninstall Rush Duels that Yuuga created and re-upload his version of Rush Dueling, allowing Otis to have this new product that rivals Gohar's company, and basically get back at Gohar for treating him badly all that time ago when Otis gave Yuuga 7's Road Magician. basically trying to get revenge on Gohar again for mistreating him basically. But obviously Yuuga here gave Otis the foundation for a great way to do so, a great platform, and now Otis is trying to make Yuuga just collateral damage in there. Seeing that Rush Duels has gained so much popularity and so much respect from the public eye. Or could Otis simply be testing Yuuga once again, as somewhere out there within the big wide world of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, there could be a threat for Yuuga and his friends to overcome, waiting and planning their plan of action. I don't know, at this point I would like Otis to be 100% a villain instead of just this antagonist that is building up our main cast. I would like him to either fully commit or not commit at all. My final point on Yuuga, however, though, is that I'm glad he's taking this duel seriously, as it shows a sign of respect towards his friend for all of their hard work and effort in getting to this stage. Not only is he showing Rook respect for, taking the duel seriously and giving Rook that duel he wants, but he's also paying respect and praise to Roman and Gakuto for everything that they've done, all their hard work, all their efforts. Once they sacrifices, because they didn't really sacrifice anything, but maybe Gakuto with his pride. But hey, Gakuting was a thing. So then the Gohar main servers are on the moon. And hopefully we won't have a character dying on the moon this time. Sorry, Kite. You were great. In all seriousness though, I loved this reveal, as it gave the Space Club more relevancy within the story, as well as making some form of sense. A little bit. It shows that the founders of Gohar Corporation were very paranoid, as they basically defaced and stored their servers on the moon, and have 24-hour, every day, drone surveillance, security protecting those servers from any of the space debris or any other harmful things that space might throw at it. Yeah, when you think about it that way, wow, they really were paranoid. Plus, having the Rush robot symbolizing Rush Duel data, and having Otis as this main villain, having Rook versus Yuuga, and the theme of space in the background. This does all link to the opening of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, making this opening for Season 1 one massive piece of foreshadowing, which not every Yu-Gi-Oh! Series has done, as we've seen things teased within Yu-Gi-Oh! Openings before, but nothing has ever not all of them have ever come true. So this is why I love this 7th opening at the moment, because it just makes that connection. It builds that bridge, and it just makes this whole reveal all the more better. Another thing that was surprising within this episode was the lack of influence and knowledge Gohar had as a company. This is a company that was being attacked by means of hacking, and they could not pinpoint Otis's location. Okay, that's smart and a feat for Otis for covering his tracks. Well done to him. But Mimi is someone who is attached to the President drone, and she did not know where the main dueling servers were stored. None of the Gohar staff did, in fact. Why didn't President Drone tell Mimi when they both found out the Gohar 66 were looking for those main dueling servers at that time? Surely he could have just filled her in and she would know exactly what was going on, not be this surprised when it's revealed that the dueling servers are on the moon. Now, this attack from Otis, this hacking, this ordeal and situation for Gohar is in front of the public eye and the crowds and the television that is being broadcasted throughout the entirety of Gohar City, making Gohar as a company look terrible. Plus, they now know that Gohar was lying about creating Rush Duels, as it came to light as Yuuga was the creator. The fish announcer, whatever her name was, I can't really remember, Bulb, I guess. That lady, she called Yuuga the creator of Rush Duels on live broadcast and in front of that stadium of people. So yes, Gohar's reputation, whether Rush Duels remain, their public image is going down the drain and has been damaged. My only real issue with this episode was the beginning build up towards this duel. Having that announcer hype up the fact that both teams are tied on points felt a bit too long and overdramatic. Not gonna lie, I really wish they kind of either sped that up a little bit or let it out altogether. It felt like padding within the episode. But with that being said, to play devil's advocate, I do think that was slightly realistic, in a way. As in real life, within a tournament final, you would do something similar to build up hype for the crowd that are live in attendance. So for that aspect of it, I can understand it, but at the same time, it felt unnecessary. Overall though, this was a great episode and I can't wait to see how the final episode concludes this season. Judging from the preview, it looks like the duel is continuing, which is a positive thing in my opinion, as it makes Yuuga's character stay true to his word about not getting distracted and seeing the duel through to the end. Plus, we get to see a new ace from Rook within this episode. Only in card form though, so we've got to see in the next episode him actually using it physically. So I can't wait to see what that's going to do. I thought all the character interactions within this episode were great, especially the banter between Neil and Roller. That was fun, enjoyable and exciting. Plus the animation and art style was beautiful, colourful and pleasant to watch with the eye. Otis, what is he going to do next? What is his next plan of action? Who knows? If you have any thoughts and opinions, of course let me know in the comment section down below. And I do hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, hit like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And of course, more importantly, I hope you have a great day. Alligator, matane, goodbye.